I want to go over a few of our factoring methods real quick here just so that you have some of these to reference. So our shortcut method, this only works when a is equal to 1, so this number out in front of x squared is 1. From here, I am looking at my factors of 20 because I would normally multiply 1 times 20. 1 times 20 is just 20. So I'm going to list my factors of 20. So I have 1 and 20, 2 and 10. 3 does not divide evenly, but then I have 4 times 5. If I look at these all multiply to positive 20. I'm looking to add to the middle term. I'm looking to add to negative 9. Well, two positive numbers are never going to add to a negative. So on these, I need to look at making both factors negative because that will add to a negative number. If I go through my options, negative 1 plus negative 20 gets me negative 21. Negative 2 plus negative 10, negative 12. Negative 4 plus negative 5 gets me to negative 9. So these are the factors I want to use. With the shortcut method, we go straight into our two sets of parentheses. We put x at the beginning of each because we're breaking apart this x squared into x times x. And we just put our factors directly in, minus 4 and minus 5. So when I factor this, I get x minus 4, x minus 5 as my two factors. Okay. Over here, I would multiply the 1 times the negative 6. I'm looking at my factors of negative 6. I know when I multiply to a negative, I need one positive and one negative number. So I could have the combination of positive 1, negative 6, or negative 1, positive 6. I could also have the combination of 2, negative 3, or negative 2, positive 3. I'm looking at which factors add to this middle term. Again, I have to put that 1 in there of negative 1. When I look through these, 2 plus negative 3 adds to negative 1. So I set up my two sets of parentheses with x at the beginning of each. And I put my factors directly in. This is a positive 2, so I have plus 2. This is a negative 3, so I have minus 3. Okay? So really watch your signs. Positive, you can multiply with two positives or two negatives. But if you're multiplying to a negative, you need one of each sign. Okay? All right, difference of squares. Here, we need to take the square root of each term. The square root of x squared is x. The square root of 16 is 4. With our difference of squares, we go straight into our two sets of parentheses. I put the x and the 4 in each set. And I need 1 plus and 1 minus. Okay? Same thing over here. I'm going to square root each term. The square root of x squared is x. The square root of 49 is 7. I put it into my factors. And we need 1 plus and 1 minus. Okay, we have to get this subtraction, this negative 16, this negative 49. So to multiply to a negative, you need 1 plus, 1 minus. Common mistake with this is just listing the plus or just listing the minus, not listing both factors. You have to have both factors. Okay. All right. And last, we have GCF. This one tends to throw us off because it's honestly kind of the simplest one. We're used to our other factoring methods where we get two sets of parentheses. We are not going to have two sets of parentheses. We're going to have the GCF out front with the leftovers inside the parentheses. So I'm going to look at the GCF, greatest common factor. What can I take out of each of these terms? When we figure out what we can take out, we're dividing each term by that. So I know 3 will go evenly into 3, and 3 will divide evenly into 12. So I can take 3 out of each of these. Okay. I'm going to put the GCF out front. And I'm going to put the leftovers in the parentheses. So 3x divided by 3, the 3's cancel out. I'm just left with x. Here I have a subtraction sign. 12 divided by 3 is 4. So I would have 3 parentheses x minus 4. Okay. I'm going to change this one here just a little bit so we can look at a different example. Again, I need my GCF out front, and I need the leftovers in the parentheses after. Okay. We are going to divide by what they have in common. I see a 4, I see an 8. The largest thing I can take out of each of those numbers is a 4. You could take a 2 out, but that's not the greatest common factor. Then I have x squared and I have x, so I have an x in each of these. So I can take an x out as well. So I have the 4x for the GCF out front, leftovers in the parentheses. In this case, the 4's would cancel out. I had 2 x's, I took away 1, so I'm just left with 1x inside the parentheses. We can check that by 4x times x, we get 4x squared. And then here, 8 divided by 4, I get 2, and the x's cancel out, so I would just have a plus 2. 4x times x plus 2. All right, there's a review of your 3 factoring methods that you will see on the test the most.